So just a reminder, so one of the things that we do in our live classes is that we try to cover previous year research questions, and from there we go to concepts. So it's not like I don't cover concepts, but I don't feel that live classes I should only do theory. I feel we should do more questions, and then from there we go to concepts. Okay. All right. So guys, what we can cover in this class very quickly is that I'll show you analysis of, past 5-year papers from one of our regular classes, and I'll show you flash in front of you the new syllabus. We can discuss research objectives and characteristics and attempt some previous questions on the same. Okay. So as you can see, when we did the analysis of 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and as you can imagine, this is average, because in 2019, for example, as you would know, even in December paper, there were 10 sets, right? Because it's online now, it happens over 5 days, morning, evening shift. So, so this is on an average. These are the questions that you get, right? Every time you go for a paper, there are at least 5 to 6 questions. Okay. Very quickly now a little more deep research, right? We did into the topics and we said, okay, from which category, most number of questions are coming. So as you can clearly see, research types and methods, right? That's where you get like at least, so for example, over 5 years, you can see that 2 to 3 questions is what you can expect. So the highest weightage, for example, as you can see, is research types and methods, right? And we will cover research types some today. We will cover some questions as well. Of course, basics of research, you can expect that yes, you will get one question. Reports and format, and research and ethics is another topic. So for example, highest weightage, if you see research types and methods, you can expect 2 to 3 questions. And research ethics is something where you can definitely expect one question. We have not seen 2 questions on research ethics in any paper, but we've seen that one definitely. It's never been that there's not a single question on research ethics, so that for sure one question will come on research ethics. Similarly, steps and process and so on. Okay. Okay. And this is of course the syllabus. I hope you are aware of the syllabus, right? The star indicates the small section which is added in the research syllabus, right? The positivism and post positivistic approach, applications of ICT in research. This is the again the government from the government website, what the syllabus they have given. All right. Okay. So let's get started, and let me share with you the first question. Okay. Take your time and try to solve the first question and tell me what is the answer. Okay, only Harini has answered so far, I think. Only one person. How about others? And so this is the actual question, guys. Like I discussed, right? In live classes, we only do previous year paper questions. So yes, tell me. All right. So should we discuss, guys? I know sometimes people are there on our YouTube live classes as well, but I don't respond to that chat because I'm here on the Zoom chat. Should we discuss? Okay, let's see, what are you saying? Okay, so Maria is saying 1. Okay. Now this is a question on basics of research, right? This is really on the definition. So remember, I was just showing to you guys, if you see, right, basics of research, the first topic, right, where I showed you that so many questions typically come. So this is really on that. Okay, what is research, right? Okay, so I think let's get started. Let's start discussing this topic, this particular question. So it says research means a repeated search, right? So let's say this is option 1. This seems correct, right? So why is research undertaken, guys? Research is undertaken to either search some new phenomenon, or it is also about addition of knowledge, right? That means you know about a particular topic A, but let's say people have only discussed 2 aspects from A, but I want to discuss the third aspect of the A, right? Or get deep into it. So addition of new knowledge on the same topic as well, right? So it is a repeated search, right? So I think this is correct. Research is basically an answer to a question. Not necessarily, not always, but let me put a question mark. Okay. I have told you how I normally use options, guys. Right. What we do is we either reject one option, which is really bad. We pick mark, which is, I think, is definitely correct. And I put a question mark where I'm saying, okay, maybe, right. But I look at the option and then choose the best answer. Okay. Research provides an authentic solution to a problem. Again, yes, sounds okay. Research is an endeavor to prove one's hypothesis, right? Endeavor to prove one's hypothesis. See, choice of words, guys, these are the hints, right? That's how they frame bad options, right? The moment you see things like endeavor to prove one's hypothesis is the only way, right? This is definitely wrong. See, research is a lot about being objective, right? You are set out to prove a hypothesis, right? But you will be very objective in the whole exercise. You are not hell bent to prove your hypothesis. What if your hypothesis is not true? No problem, right? You should be objective enough to say reject your hypothesis as well, right? So therefore it's not an endeavor. Definitely this is definitely wrong. Okay, see, now why it helps this tick and question mark is that once I know, for example, A is correct, right? So definitely from there I can say these 2 options are anyways not the answer, right? Because A, I said, is definitely correct. So my life becomes little easy, right? I have less burden on my head. Now I look at, let's say, for example, D option. So I know for sure that D is not correct. So I will anyways reject this also, isn't it? So see, anyways, I have come to my answer. But anyways, research is a meaning giving process. Research means drawing a sample from a defined population. See, this is one process. Yes, I mean, you use statistics and you choose a representative sample of the population. But research, overall research is not about just picking a sample from a defined population. This is a very small part, right, of the whole process. I can't call that small part to be the full research, right? So therefore fi also I say is wrong, right? So as you can see, now we have enough options to choose, right? So A correct, right? And B and C, right, which I have put my question mark. I hope everybody understood. So I am choosing, therefore the best option is fourth, right? So it is not about, guys, always the right option in, right? I always say that which is your best answer, right? And with options, this is what happens. Okay. Did everybody understand, or people still have doubts? Okay, I think people understood. Should we move to the next question, please? Okay, great. All right, so let's move to the next question. Okay, so here's the next question. So guys, how have you come to this class? From where did you find the link? Because some people are asking for the link on the YouTube, right? I just shared, but I don't know. How do you guys get to know? Did you guys get an email from us? Did you guys see it on uh, Facebook, a particular group, or where? All right. Yeah, so we would request you to join our UGC NET small group we have created on Facebook, where it's a community of people, right? I know, I mean, the problem is some people are on email, some people are on that group, some people are on our Telegram, some people are on YouTube. So it's just that not everybody is at the same place. All right, should we discuss this, guys? Or you're still doing? I have not seen answers from people. All right. So some people are saying fourth option. So it says which of the following statements best reflect the meaning and characteristics of research? Okay. One says research means challenging the status quo. Research is an endeavor to collect facts and information. Is it about collecting facts and information? Definitely wrong. It's a synthesis of deductive and inductive process. Yes. So, okay. So it says it's an endeavor to collect facts and information. Guys, the idea is not to collect facts and information. Is it a synthesis of deductive inductive process? I'm saying yes, definitely. Right? It means proving one's assertions, guys. Again, guys, you don't have to prove your belief and assertion. You have to be very objective in your research, right? So I don't think this is correct. So see, if let's say I know okay, that B and D are incorrect, I can say B is incorrect, D is incorrect. See, two options are already gone, right? Now C is correct. C is only correct in one. So I'm just saying that even though you don't go through everything, you can still be sure. But I'm saying still you can always check, right? It says A means challenging status quo. Yeah, that was what it is about, right? New knowledge, right? You are finding some information about a topic which nobody knows. People know that topic, but they know something else. But I'm finding some new information. I'm challenging the status quo. It's about new information, right? So therefore this can be correct, right? That's why I didn't put a cross, right? But I was 100% that C is definitely correct. B and D are definitely wrong. So anyways, now let's check F. It's a critical and passionate search for knowledge. See, critical is it's a characteristics, right? So for example, if you talk about research, there are various characteristics of research, right? You talk about reliability, you talk about validity of a research, right? You talk about objectivity of a research, right? All of these are what? These are all your characteristics. Similarly, critical is also a characteristics, right? Okay, should we move ahead, guys? So therefore the option is fourth. Okay. All right, so see, next question now is on characteristics actually. So we are discussing research aptitude for UGC NET exam. So Jaspreet has joined us here. Great. Yes, guys, what is the answer? Some people are saying option 4, some people are saying option B. Okay, let's check. Yes, guys, should we discuss or you need some time? Okay, yeah. So I think we can discuss now. People have given different answers, right? So guys, it says what are the characteristics of scientific method of research, right? So research again, it says a very systematic and scientific method, right? It's a systematic process. So now empiricism, right? Is this a characteristic of research? Yes, it is, right? Objectivity, is it a characteristic of research? Yes, it is. Systematic, is it a characteristic of research? Yes, it is. Secretive, secretive, not really. Security related, not really. Predictive, could be, right? Predictive could be, right? I mean, so for example, let's say, see how government has taken this decision of the lockdown for 21 days, right? How is that possible, guys? That is only possible because of predictive analytics, right? On and research, right? So what you've done is you studied the virus, you studied the behavior of virus, and you said, hey, in China or countries, let's say, who got affected before us, right? It could be Italy, it could be Spain. So the scientists, what they did research into the virus, and they said, hey, this is the cycle, and it's a 21-day cycle. So if you want to break that cycle to substantially reduce our community transmission, let's do a lockdown for 21. So ultimately that is possible because of the predictive nature of research, and therefore you can, predict, saying that the same thing will happen in the other country also. So you take decision now, right? So that is possible, right? So again, this I think could be right, sounds correct, right? But I'll again put question mark. But I'm 100% sure about these things, right? And see, this is how an exam also happens, guys, right? You come across maybe something which is not really a very common characteristic of research, but it's not, you cannot say that it's not, right? Let's look at the options. I'm saying ABC is correct. DE are definitely sounds wrong. Okay. So this is wrong. So therefore this is wrong. Two options anyways done, right? Now I'm saying ABC is correct. ABC is correct. So I don't need to do actually anything, right? ABC is correct. I will say this, right? And F, which again we said yes. So the best option definitely, because D, I know D is definitely wrong, right? The research is not secretive or anything. So therefore the option is B. Did you guys get it? So I hope you understand what is empiricism, right? So what happens is that sometimes the empirical data, I mean, which you can observe, which you have seen, which you've collected, right, using your senses, right? So that empirical data, right? Some could be empirical research, some could be conceptual research, right? So for example, let's say Thomas Alva Edison, right? Some people would do that kind of research where you're trying again and again, and then and seeing what is the result, right? Whereas some people could be conceptual research, right? They may read a lot and then finally come up with their findings, right? So these are all characteristics of research. Okay, so should we move ahead, guys? Okay. Now we're going to the types of research, right? I told you the second topic would be types of research. So, and we have a very nice word cloud that normally we present in our classes, which really depicts, what are the types of research types that are asked in exam, and which one has, which is asked most number of times, and which is asked, less number of times. Maybe I'll show you if there's time. Yeah. Okay, attempt this question, please. Yes, guys, are we done? Should we discuss this? What are the answers? What do you think participatory research is about? So, as what does the name suggest, guys? So, participatory research, should we discuss? Okay. So, guys, participatory research is basically uh, like, as the name suggests, participatory, right? So, for example, let's say sometimes what happens is if you want to solve a lot of social problems, right? And let's say governments would typically, take this kind of a approach where they may say, hey, a particular section of the society has a typical problem, right? So mostly, right, always participatory research is about community. Okay, it's about involving people, it's about empowering people, it's about sometimes a lot of times about taking a political action. So for example, you want to solve a problem of a community, let's say problem of water supplies in a community, or problem of not that the water supplies are not clean in a particular society, in a particular community. So it's always at a community level. Now I hope you understand, right, what is community. So community is the key word in participatory research, right? It is again a group of people, right, who have some common characteristics. Okay, some common characteristics. So how this type of a research is conducted is that you go there, you ask people saying that, hi everyone, so what do you think is, or for example, I want to say in a particular community I'm seeing there is violence in the household, right? So I want to go there and I want to ask people, because government wants to, let's say, solve it, or you want to solve water supplies problem. So you go and ask, so you are asking for their popular knowledge, meaning what is it that people feel, what is the reason and how they can solve it. So you basically engage the audience, engage the participants in your research, right? So engagement is there, empowerment is there, and also what you do is sometimes you educate also in the whole process, right? Where you're saying, hey, we want to take some action, but we wanted to tell you, right, these are the basic hygiene things and all. So participatory research is also described as community based. Okay, so therefore it is option C. Now again, this is a question that has been asked 2-3 times in the last 5 years. Not the most common research type questions, but yes, it is asked 2-3 times. Okay, let's move to the next question, guys. Okay, this is a important one because these all, at least the first three fundamental applied action are asked multiple times, many times. And then of course there's evaluative research. So let's see if you know this and you can match the characteristics. Yes, guys, are we done? Anybody who's answered already? Sorry about this. Yes. Yes, folks, should we discuss? Or you want to take 2 more minutes to find it? Dani is saying BA. What does that mean, Dani? Okay. Option B or A? And Jaspreet is saying A. Harini and what others think? Okay. Dani is saying A. All right. Should we discuss, guys? Let me know once everybody's attempted this. All right. Should we discuss, people? Harini, Maria, all the other people. Mahmood. Yes, folks. Okay. All right. So, so there are some research types that they've mentioned, and they are saying, guys, tell me what are the characteristics of this research, right? Can you match the characteristics? So, if you were to ask me, what are really these research, right? So, for example, the first one is the fundamental research, right? What is fundamental research, guys? Sometimes if you want to uh, know about a particular topic, just and your purpose, your objective is just addition of knowledge, that is your fundamental research. So for example, an intellectual may undertake a fundamental research, academicians may undertake a fundamental research. So let's say the Harvard University want to undertake a research process where they want to understand more about, let's say, other galaxies, right? Or let's say our IISc or IITs want to undertake a research where they want to know more about a phenomenon, right? Now they're not really looking at an application perspective. They don't know, they're not interested that they will apply the findings into something, but they just want to know, right? It's just intellectually stimulating, just want to know about, just want to build a theory around something, right? So again, it is not for application basis, but basically if you say theory building and all that for universal application, this is one word that could describe your fundamental research. Now, what is applied research, guys? As the name suggests, now applied research is all about application, meaning what you do is you could take the theory that your fundamental research has provided and you could build on that to see, hey, what could be some potential ways to apply this, for example, research. For example, if I just want to study, let's say, the behavior of viruses, how viruses reproduce, how viruses behave, what is the lifetime of a virus, what is the structure, is it a protein structure, what else is there, just about theory, that is your fundamental research. However, if I want to specifically, for example, know about the COVID-19, this particular type of virus, and I want to let's say find a vaccine, to treat the respiratory, the acute respiratory issue that this virus is causing, that would again be my applied research, right? So, right, so let's say COVID-19, you want to solve for it and a vaccine. So again, it's for research undertaken to solve a practical problem in the real world, right? Somebody saying something in the chat. Yes, sir. Okay, great. Uh, and then what is action research, right, guys? Now again, so this is applied research. Action research again is the third, and as the name suggests, action. So basically what you're doing is you find a problem and you also try to solve it, right? So for example, let's say uh, So for example, let's say we found a problem, right? When we decided to go online, we said, hey, when you talk about UGC NET, it's a huge market, but what happens is that there's not a lot of quality material available, not a lot of quality people available. And I think there is some scope. So what we did is we found a problem, and then we also tried to solve for it, right? Or let's say you are, let's say, an academician, or let's say you're a teacher in a class, and what you want to do is you want to improve the engagement of students in your class. So what you want to do is you want to really build and use that full, let's say, course of your curriculum. You are taking some steps and you are researching, you are actively involved. So it's a local problem and you solve it. It may not be applicable in, let's say, similar situations or in other situations, but it is specific to you. So you found that problem and you're taking some actions to mitigate the problem as well, right? So that's your action research, okay, usually taken by academician. Again, it's very local in its approach, right? It is about local needs, it's about immediate application. Okay. uh, I hope I am making sense, right? Now, what is evaluative research? See, evaluative research is basically, uh, as the name suggests, evaluative, right? So for example, today, so let's say, uh, I am a citizen, and let's say the government is taking certain decisions, right? So let's say your let's say there are schemes, like for example, you have the Narega scheme, right, which Congress launched, or the Janadhan, which I think BJP launched, right? Whichever political party. But I'm just saying that these two are initiatives that are done for the right reasons. But what happens is that I, as a citizen of this country, I, as a taxpayer, I mean, because I am paying 30% of my income to the government, I want to ensure that the government is accountable, right? That I don't want loopholes, I don't want a lot of corruption happening. I want to see that, are they transferring it to the right accounts? Where is it efficiently utilize the funds, right? So evaluative research is that as the voters, as all of us, you and me, the tax paying, the tax paying uh, citizens ask about more accountability. So what happens is the government has to evaluate whatever projects that they do, whether it is bringing the right results or no. Guys, are you able to hear me clearly? Right, so it's about to make sure that, can you hear me, guys? Yes, okay, great. Yeah. Okay. So evaluative research is about, uh, like I said, about government wants to evaluate whether whatever scheme they are doing, are they spending the right kind of money, right? Is it effective? Is it making an impact? Are we really able to solve the problem? What are the best practices that we can do, right? So this is evaluative research. Okay. Now let's look at, the options. Okay. So fundamental research. So let's see, it says finding out the extent of perceived impact of an intervention. uh, doesn't look more like fundamental, it looks more like evaluative. Okay. Developing an effective explanation through theory building. Oh, absolutely right, you're explaining something through theory building. That means I know for sure that one is two, a is 2, right? This is matching with 2, so a is 2. Let's check. A2, A2, A2. Okay, that means these are the two options. So right, so you can reject option B and C, correct? And you can further look more. Okay, now, okay, now let's check. D is 1 or 5. So D is 1 or 5, right? Because these are the two options I'm evaluating. Evaluative research is 1 or 5. 5 says enriching technological resources. Doesn't make sense, right? Finding out the extent, yes. So I think D looks like more like 1. D is 1. So therefore D is 1. So therefore I can see it's option A, right? But if you're, let's say, not 100% at this point of time, you can still evaluate these two as well, right? What is B is 4. So let's check B, applied research. B is 4. Exploring the possibility of a theory for use in various situations. Again, use it about applied, correct? So therefore I think this is correct. And then C is 3. C is 3. C is 3 is improving in existing situation through use of interventions. That's correct, right? So academic research, right? You could use in academics, you could use in other situations as well. So therefore it's option A. Did you all understand clearly what these four research are? And What are the examples that I gave you? Did you all understand clearly? Okay, great. Should we move to the next question then? Okay. All right. Yes, guys, let's attempt this one. Sudhani is saying action research. Yes, I just explained that. Right? See, now here, anyways, I've just explained you fundamental applied action. Now, experimental research, guys, one option. So, see, experimental research, sorry about this. Experimental research, again, guys, experimental research is really the gold standard for finding causal relationships, right? So, for example, if I want to know whether, uh, let's say, A leads to B, right? I want to find out whether by manipulating certain variables, what is the effect on other variables. So, for example, let's say I have a, let's say I have a plant, okay? So what I take is I take, sample A and I take sample B, okay, of that plant. And what I do is I want to, for example, let's say I want to figure out whether sunlight aids growth of the plant, right? So my hypothesis is sunlight, aids uh, my plant growth. Okay, this is my hypothesis. All right, now I want to prove this. So what I'll probably do is, so let's say I have this sample and I have this sample as well. So what I do is I will, uh, let's say I'm saying, okay, uh, all right. So let's say, for example, I will treat them in such a way that this sample A and this sample B. So B, I will not give B, let's say sunlight. Okay, this is sun, for example. This will be exposed to sunlight. This is not exposed to sunlight. While all the other variables I am controlling, for example, I am still wetting, let's say both of them. Okay, I am putting water in both of them. Okay, so I'm wetting both. So basically the only difference is here there is sunlight, here there is no sunlight. And after a few days when I observe, I will see that, okay, only this plant is, for example, growing. So I would know that, okay, I have found out the correlation saying that yes, sunlight actually aids plant growth. Got it? So that is your experimental research. What is it about? It's about manipulating variables to determine causal relationships, okay, between variables. So therefore answer is, of course, option C, but I just wanted to explain you guys, experimental research as well. Are we clear on this? All right. Next question. Let's quickly do it. And guys, these are all previous year UGC NET questions, right? So it's not like we are giving you easy questions or very difficult ones. These are all actual questions so that you know what's the level of questions that's asked in the actual exam. Guys, for your classes, do all the days work for you, or are weekends better than weekdays, or weekdays better than weekends? Is there any such thing? These timings suit you guys? Should we discuss this? All right. So the simple question is, the principal of a school conducts an interview session of teachers and students with a view to explore the possibility of their enhanced participation in school programs. This endeavor may be related to which type of research? So let's say I'm the principal of a school. I'm conducting an interview session of teachers and students. Now, what is this really, right? I'm trying to conduct some research, right, to find out certain things. And my what I want to do is I want to explore that how can I increase, how can I see better participation of my teachers in the school programs, right? That's the purpose. So again, what type of a research is this? Is it about theory building? Is it about trying to solve a problem? And is it about my local problem, or is it in general in nature? uh, what it is, or is it to evaluate something? So guys, of course, this is action research, right? I hope you guys have a good understanding now. Should we move ahead? So I want to see how can I increase the possibility of enhanced participation? How can I ensure better participation of teachers in school programs? So it's a local problem. I found the problem and I'm trying to solve for it. So it's action research, okay? All right. Okay, this one is easy. Let's see if you can get it quickly. 5 seconds, you should be able to get it. Yes, it is D, right? So, see, participatory research, remember we discussed about community problems and you involve people. So it recognizes knowledge as power. That is the reason, right? Why you be involving, the participants. So this is correct. It emphasizes on people as experts. Yeah, because we are saying the popular knowledge is very important. That's why you are asking and getting them involved. So correct. It is a collective process of inquiry. Of course, you're involving others. So it is a collective process. Its sole purpose is production of knowledge. No, this is more your fundamental research, isn't it? So therefore, the option is D. And sometimes the only silly mistakes people can make an option like this is they will not focus on this not true. They will see true and boom. Even after knowing everything, they'll pick the first option. They'll say recognize knowledge as power. Yes, correct. But he's asking which of the following is not true. Okay, so be careful. I'll move ahead. All right, let's move to the next question. Okay, So Jaspreet is saying B, Akhil is saying C. Guys, now we should be 100% sure about these types of research, right? I think I've given you enough masala, enough information around it that you should be able to crack it now, right? So simple question, it says, Jean gave the theory of cognitive development of humans on the basis of his dash. Now, how do you give theory, guys? On which research do you produce theories? Remember, I've just told you it is fundamental research, okay? Somebody gave a theory of this on the basis of which type of research, right? So you give theory on the basis of fundamental research, okay? Guys, in the chat box, can you also tell me what are your paper 2? We are exploring starting an online batch for commerce and management, uh, right? So just so that we know, and we plan to do economics little later, okay? Social work, okay? Jaspreet has social work, okay? Okay, Nayan Babu, yes, okay. Akhil Anand says management, okay. All right. So we have experts who can do commerce, economics, and management. So I'm a computer engineer, but an MBA from Goa Institute of Management. So therefore, management and commerce is something that is something we've taught. We have also economics experts, and we also have somebody from HR who can do that. Okay. All right. All right. So should we move ahead? Okay. Okay, these are some new type of research, right? That you can see. I mean, not new type of research, basically what we've not discussed so far. Okay, now we are moving into a little more different type of research. I wanted you to be 100% sure, therefore we covered a lot of those questions there. And now we are getting into the more research types, okay? Okay, Jaspreet is saying D. Remember, I told you guys that the gold standard for causal relationship is your experimental research, right? That has a lot of respect to determine, you know, whether there is causality between things. So yes, see, descriptive or survey research is more like when you want to know what of a problem, right? You want to know the characteristics of certain things, right? So your, let's say, you want to know about what is the economic situation in a particular country, what is the uh, housing scene in, let's say, Bangalore, right? So things like that, the what of a question, okay? Correlation, again, correlation, but whether A is correlated to, you know, B, is there a correlation? And then the next after correlation comes the causality. But here you can see it's about causality is what the question is asked, cause and effect relationship between independent and dependent variables. So it is certainly your experimental approach, okay? All right, so we'll move ahead. So guys, just before I come, I think it's already 8:05. So just a second before I come here, okay? I just wanted to highlight some of the things, okay, that we don't do in class, but basically, so whatever the different types of research we have done, guys, these are again some of your characteristics that you should know, okay? Uh, and as you can see, objectivity, reliability, validity, empirical, systematic, right, controlled, right? These are nothing but your characteristics, right, of research. Okay, this is something you should know. And yes, and a little bit about us. Okay, so I think we will a little later. Let me share with you something here in case some of you are coming here for the first time, right? So let me share my screen and let me share with you about our website. Mm, is this correct? No, right? Uh, what can you see? Just a second. All right, so I think you're on the right screen now. Uh, so can you see our channel, guys? So I hope some of you who are not familiar with our channel, okay. So somebody is saying for environmental science, do we have anything? Guys, sorry, we don't have anything for environmental science for now. Okay. This is our channel. If you have not subscribed it yet, you could subscribe our channel. Okay. Where you could see recording of our previous classes that have happened, the live classes. And of course, there are a lot of pre-recorded videos. Okay. Also, you could go to our website, right, where you can find out about about the paper. You can take mock tests. You can see previous year. So let me just type it for you. Okay. So you can go to our website. You can create your login. You can create your account, right? You can register yourself as a student, right, under of course UGC NET. And then you go, you select the product paper one, and you can just log in, right? And if you log in also, here you can see, right? So for example, let me, you can, so then whatever you fill in the registration form, you could just put your email and password here. It may ask you to validate on your email so that your email is correct, we know. And then you can also later on directly also, or directly also first time you could directly log in using your Gmail or Facebook. And once you go inside, you land into your dashboard. Okay. All right. So you can go inside, and then you will see your dashboard. And what you can see is, you can see your strengths, you can see your weak areas, you can see your opportunities, you can take mock tests, right? So all of that is possible. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. So let's say, okay. Okay. So because I've not taken a paid package, right? I mean, it's a just a test account, right? But I'm saying this is how you get an idea about how many tests you've taken, how many questions you've solved, your accuracy, your speed, these things, right? Right now it's coming because it's expired, okay? But basically you get into videos and start learning comes here. You click on that, and you get a view of what are the different materials that are there. You can take mock tests by going into the test zone. Okay, if you go to the test zone, you can take mock tests, you can see your score, you can get an analysis, and this is free of cost I'm talking to you about. Okay, take us to dashboard. Okay, Prakash is saying. Okay, so Prakash, right now I'm in a paid package. I just wanted to show you guys this. Okay, okay, so for example, okay, okay, so let me log in. If I use Gmail, thanks, Prakash. Yeah, it looks good. So basically, a good dashboard and analytics of what all it contains. So you can get a view of all of that, right? Once you log in, you'll be able to see that, right? And then you can check analysis, you can check solutions of the questions, right? Whatever tests you've taken, it will tell you in each of the 10 topics what is your score, what is your accuracy, and will then tell you what are your strengths. So wherever you get 70% plus accuracy, it will put it as your strength. Wherever you're getting less than 50%, it says it's your weak area. You can work on it then, right? There are videos, right? Lots of videos, there are notes, there are mock tests, right? So all of these things are really something that can help you. And of course, like I mentioned to you, also don't forget our YouTube channel. And here a lot of pre-recorded videos are there, like all 15-20 minute on higher ed, data interpretation, multiple topics. So you could do that. And I know we are on time. So if you don't have any more questions, I would like to say bye to all of you. Are we good, guys? Okay, great. So just try it out and also connect with us on Facebook so that you can get regular, notifications. You can also drop us an email at stepup.learningsolutions@gmail.com. So we could send email to you about classes, and it happens on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So next class would be on Tuesday. So I hope to see you there. Thank you folks, everyone, for attending. And yeah, tell your friends, tell your people, these are free classes we are doing because of the lockdown. So feel free to share it with other people so that more people can take benefit and advantage of it. Okay, thanks everyone, have a good day, stay safe and take care of yourself.